Welcome to the Cryptonomatron. Thanks for joining me again today, guys. In this video, we'll be doing an ICO review on VTOS, a decentralized social media platform. But if this is your first time watching the channel and you want to know more about ICOs and get details about my ICO reviews with my unique ICO scoring metrics, then please do click on that subscribe button and also click on that bell notification icon as well, and you'll get notified as soon as I upload one of the ICO reviews. How about that? So what is VTOS then? Well, it's a decentralized content distribution network and social network that's built on an infrastructure which embraces the full application of what blockchain technology can do. Now, some attributes of the VTOS platform are going to be decentralization, native browser support, anti-ISP, live streaming encryption, mobile support, client-side encryption, smart peer-to-peer upload control, and cross-platform peer-to-peer, and iOS and Android SDK for developers. Now, VTOS aims to be the leading video live streaming and data sharing website. They want to decentralize video and blog content to give value back to creators and contributors in a way that hasn't been done before. So VTOS technology will be self-engineered and powered by Masternodes, so others can use it to store data, video, and stream content. Sound interesting? Let's get on with the review. So I don't think we need to mention the centralized competition, because that's what you're up against here. Your Facebooks, your LinkedIn, your Twitters, your Reddit even. These are the competitors that really have a stranglehold over the social media space. And if you're building a social network on the blockchain, then you're also going to have to deal with the decentralized competition that are coming now. And of course, the biggest one that's that's basically been around since 2016 is Steam, and Steam have paid out over $40 million in rewards to the content creators and community, so that's pretty impressive. Coming up next is Sapien. They launched a successful ICO several months ago. They are actually in beta stage at the moment, and they're getting ready to launch. Their tokens haven't even got on exchanges yet, but there's a lot of buzz about Sapien. I did a review on their ICO months ago, so go check that out on my channel if you want to know more about the project. And there's a few others as well. Props by YouNow. They were going to have an ecosystem of video apps. Again, I don't think they had an ICO. They just had venture capital investment. Another one that had an ICO was Kin by Kik. Again, a decentralized ecosystem of digital services for daily life. Now, there are more. I was going to mention Onji's Social, among others, but Onji's website appears to be down or inaccessible from where I am at the moment. So, like I say, there's a slew of decentralized competition, all trying to square up to get a piece of this pie and provide social network on the blockchain, so they can basically be rewarding the content curators, censorship resistant, have peer-to-peer payment services, that type of thing. So yeah, there's quite a few out there. So referring to the white paper, in terms of centralized competitors, social network competitors that are trying to reward the content creators, three spring to mind. They're featured in the white paper: Reddit, Quora, and of course YouTube as well. Now, YouTube does actually allow you to monetize your videos. I've attempted to do so, but for some reason I am not monetized. My channel isn't monetized at all. Reddit apparently had some sort of content creator reward system that was not so successful, and Quora as well. If you actually upload or upvote features and follow topics, you can get rewarded and answer questions. So there is obviously a realization among the centralized competitors that they need eventually to reward the content creators, otherwise they're going to get overtaken and phased out and made redundant by the decentralized blockchain competitors that, with a tokenized ecosystem, will reward the users, will reward the content curators, creators, and reviewers. So it's definitely something they've realized they have to move with the times with. Now, in terms of problems, they have 4 listed in the white paper. One is centralized video platform management, and that means that you're subject to censorship and what the platform management actually wants you to watch. User experience is therefore diluted, and it's dictated by the revenue of the platform rather than what you actually want to see. Another problem is saturation. What that is basically concentrating the bandwidth capacity on a centralized location, and that limits latency and efficiency as well. As you've no doubt been aware, some of these websites, especially stuff like YouTube and other social media sites, you know, if you're trying to access a video that's hosted quite far away, maybe it causes problems with you trying to watch it at the full resolution because the bandwidth isn't available. Other problems are storage cost. Of course, we know that decentralization is somewhat of a solution towards increasing storage costs as well, and also demonetization. Now, YouTube have demonetized a lot of their content creators. I've never been monetized, funnily enough. Even when I've had this account and I applied for monetization, is for some reason just been ignored. So that's a bit strange for me. But I haven't pursued it really. I'm not doing this channel for money. I do it out of enjoyment. But it's a concern for a lot of YouTubers that were relying on the income that YouTube provides. So again, another issue, another problem, and incentivization through token ecosystems on the blockchain seems to be the way forward in rewarding and remonetizing content creators. So VTOS aims to be the leading video and data sharing website. They want to decentralize video and blog content to give the value back to the creators and the contributors in a way that hasn't been done before. Now, they're going to use VTOS technology, which is self-engineered and powered by webtorrent, so that others can use it to store data, video, and stream content as well. Now, the underlying blockchain technology will allow them to be the first social content aggregator to unify these advanced technologies. And the underlying VTOS technology is top-notch, they believe, and will allow almost free hosting of videos as well. And that's what's going to give them the competitive advantage here too. Now, one of their core objectives is to become the first user-driven video sharing platform. They're going to democratize the way users and content creators interact by eliminating central curation and allowing users to drive their own customized experience. By delayering algorithms to the final users, they're going to provide a marketplace where viewers, content creators, and advertising purchasers can trade for ad space. So they're going to improve the standard efficiency of data sharing. So the VTOS architecture will allow a consistent experience, basically, so it's never going to be compromised. You're never going to find yourself wondering why the website's down, because it's distributed, because it's decentralized. It will be able to serve you any given time. They're also going to drive storage costs significantly lower because it's a decentralized system. Of course, costs are a lot lower, and they're actively going to reward content creation as well, which really is the kicker here, and it's the thing that's going to drive the users towards the platform. Because if you enjoy the experience, say of using Facebook or LinkedIn or any of these other social networks and social media platforms, then why not get paid for it? So smartphone use is increasing, would you believe? You would have thought the market was saturated. I don't know anybody that doesn't have a smartphone, but the content delivery network globally is expected to grow remarkably from 7.47 billion last year to over 30 billion in 2022. And that's a compound annual growth rate of 32.8%. It's quite phenomenal. But again, more internet, more people are using it. You don't see anybody now without a smartphone, really, and it's growing. It really is. Usage is growing as well, moving away from the traditional avenues of entertainment such as television, and even using laptops and other devices to access the internet. Mobile, smartphones, and internet use is growing incredibly. And of course, streaming websites, content creation websites are going to be at the forefront of that as well. Traditional ones, certainly like Facebook, but I think with the new decentralized, censorship-resistant model, that's going to become even more popular. So big market and a big slice of the pie that could potentially be had by projects like VTOS. Okay, so how does it work? Well, they're using the Ethereum blockchain, so that's the first thing. The token is an ERC20 Ethereum standard token. They do have a GitHub, and there are some repositories on GitHub as well. Their smart contract has been audited twice, I believe, and they also have some of the code for their alpha on GitHub as well. Now, it's called the webtorrent, and the reason for this is because they are actually using webtorrent to build this decentralized network of browsers that's going to be responsible for file transfer, so that basically the content can be provided for the viewers. Now, in a traditional system, what happens is you've got all these content distribution network servers scattered around the globe, where when a user requests to watch something, it goes to the web server and then it gets served to the client. But in this WebTorrent system, or this peer-to-peer system, it's going to utilize a decentralized network of browsers that you, the viewer, will basically give to the system or give to the platform, and you'll act as one of the computers within this distributed network of computing power. So there are two big problems that this distributed computing power solves. One is scalability, of course. As the network grows, the more people that are actually sharing can assist with that as well. And also the distributed computing power helps with geographical distribution as well. So you're not only located in one area like a lot of centralized systems and then have to stream to and from that particular location, and of course that adds to latency and other issues when you're quite far away, as you know. So the VTOS platform has many more benefits over and above the what's currently available, including torrents. You can see the infographic behind me, including the current content distribution networks that are available, and also IPFS as well, which is the decentralized file storage systems that are being used. So some other features that it's got are mobile support, obviously going to be very important going forward, because mobile devices are getting more and more popular, and as the technology improves in mobile devices, they're getting used for many more applications as well, and taking a lot of the use cases away from traditional desktop computers and laptops. Obviously, there are the effects of the peer-to-peer network as well. You have the smart peer-to-peer upload control and cross-platform peer-to-peer as well. You have client-side encryption too. Live streaming can be performed, and again, as I mentioned, the alpha on the GitHub has the live streaming code on it on the Ethereum blockchain, and also they will have support for iOS and Android as well in the form of SDKs for developers. So one of the things I really liked about this project was the fact it's got Masternodes, and as far as social networking, social media is concerned, I think this is the first project that actually has them. And the way it works is basically they are a storage system basically that maintains the social network and makes the platform more efficient and sustainable. Now, if if you're going to have a Masternode, you can, I think you can stake 1,000 VTOS tokens, and you'll get rewarded with a monthly stipend of VTOS tokens in return. So that's an incentive to people that want to actually join the network and earn, if you like, off the platform. So it's, aside from having the rewards for the social media aspect, for commenting, for posting, for content creation, you've also got this incentive too. So it's sort of like a two-pronged approach. You can obviously assist with the network and the performance, but you can also take part in the social media side as well. So again, it's a little bit different, and maybe that is a competitive advantage here. So as you can see, the VCT has its own little ecosystem going on there, and the VCT token is the currency of the VTOS social network. So this is the reward essentially you're going to get, and it's also going to be used to pay for stuff like ad space and things like that. And we'll have a look at it in a little bit more detail in the token use section. But the way it basically is going to be done is once you, if you decide to give support, for example, to the network in terms of hard drive space or bandwidth, then you will earn a little bit of VCT every time you do so, and that is your incentive. If you don't have a masternode, you're not earning VTOS, you will also be able to actually earn VCT by using the ecosystem and providing resources towards it too. So the VCT token will be given to users much like the VTOS token will be given to masternodes if the user actually allows some of their computing power to be used to support the platform. So I'm sure the vast majority of you watching this video have probably used torrents to download something in your time. Well, essentially that's exactly how this works. You are going to open a web page to help the VTT network using a WebTorrent web client to automatically add videos and start seeding. So essentially, you will get rewarded for providing this service, obviously. So think about it like downloading a movie using a WebTorrent client like uTorrent and then seeding it back. But when you're seeding it back, you're actually getting some reward for doing so. So some of the other cool features will be channel subscription. So you'll be able to subscribe to people's channels, much like you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And there's also going to be a leveling system as well. And that is basically like a reputational system where the platform will rank users purely on the individual efforts of the user and contributions to the platform as well. And you'll move up the levels much like you do in your favorite computer game by creating quality content and contributing to the community development of the platform. So you have to acquire the VCT reward token, and basically that'll allow you to level up and earn experience points. So you'll have your own user channel as well. It will be fully customizable, much like most of the social media platforms are these days. Add your own header, your own avatar, your own photo, etc. So another cool feature will be this ad marketplace. So within this VTOS ecosystem, they plan to introduce a decentralized advert system, and that will empower users and companies to buy and sell ads as well as other services by using crypto and the tokens. So through this mechanism, the VTOS platform users and content creators will be able to sell their available ad space as well, so you can profit from that. Another angle and another incentive to use the platform. So they will have an exchange, as I mentioned, and that will allow users to exchange hard currencies like Ethereum, Bitcoin, and VTOS. So as you can see here, this is the alpha for the project. And it's pretty cool. It's got a lot of different categories. A lot of videos have been uploaded already, as you can no doubt see. Now the project is Mexican based, I believe, and so that's probably why you're seeing everything or all the titles in Spanish. And there you go, plenty to choose from so far, so you can go and have a little play with that. There are some blogs as well as the videos available, and yeah, it's all pretty functional, nicely set out. It looks pretty good, and it works as well, more importantly than anything else. So there are two tokens in the ecosystem. The first one is the VTOS token, and it's the utility token, if you like, or the fuel for the ecosystem. And it is the fundamental unit that's required to run a VTOS masternode. Now, if you go into the ICO, this is the token you will receive. It's an Ethereum ERC20 based token, and you will receive this every time when they dish out the rewards for staking on your masternode. So I think a masternode is going to cost 1,000 staked VTOS tokens, and you will be rewarded in VTOS tokens as well. But there is another token as well called the VCT. It's the VTOS community token. It's also an Ethereum ERC20 token, but it's going to serve as a community token. And if you sign up for the platform, you will get it as a reward. So every time you post, share, like content, you will get a tiny amount of VCT rewarded for your actions. But if you have VCT, you can also web mine. And what I mean by web mine is you can actually donate some of your computing power, like your hard drive space, and act as a peer-to-peer torrent client, much like you're seeding a movie back, to earn a little bit of VCT tokens as well. So I'm happy to report there are no scam warnings or red flags surrounding this project, but as ever, you're the community. If you know different, please post in the comments below and warn us and let us know what's going on if you've got any doubts at all. So unfortunately, US citizens and other prohibited countries cannot participate in this ICO, guys, all right? The token is VTOS. It is an Ethereum ERC20 token, and remember, this is the Masternode staking token that you're actually getting during the ICO, not the community token, which will be rewards for the posting, likes, and sharing of articles on the platform. So 55% of the total 600 million VTOS will be sold during the ICO. That's at 330 million VTOS in total. The soft cap's $4 million. Hard cap, rather high at $40 million, I feel. Smart contracts on GitHub as well. well, and it's been audited. You can go over there and take a look at it. All links are in the description below as usual. There is a bonus scheme, so it's starting at 30% bonus and then working down to 0% bonus at stage 1 through 6. Token distribution is as follows: 20% will be for Masternode rewards, 55% will be sold at ICO, 10% goes to the team and they're subject to a lockup, 10% to angel investors and advisors, and 5% goes to the bounty. So they are having a bounty campaign. It's on bitcoin.org forum. It started already, so you're able to participate right now, and it finishes on the 6th of August, so you've got plenty time. But again, it will only last until the end of the ICO. So, you know, if it sells out, the bounty campaign will finish early. Now, it's split into 7 different campaigns. A signature campaign will take 40% of the allocation, articles 34%, Twitter 7%, translations 13%, Telegram 3%, Reddit 1%, and Medium 2%. Terms and conditions apply. Read it carefully and follow the rules as well, guys. And again, it's a stake-based system, so depending on your contribution, you will receive stakes for how much you contribute. And link is in the description below as usual. So looking at the roadmap, we've not got long until the Masternodes are monetized, and that should interest a few of you out there, because I know there's a lot of guys at the moment that are looking for residual income, and Masternodes give you a little bit of residual income. You know, because at the moment the markets are pretty stagnant and there's not much opportunity to just hold and, you know, make easy gains. So you've got to be a little bit more careful what you're doing these days, guys, especially when the market's a bit bearish. So they've already got the alpha up. There is some content there, at least anyway. You can go and check that out. It's very cool. Next up is the beta of the apps for iOS and Android phone mobile devices, then the Masternode monetization as well, the web player, the content distribution network and API will also follow, and then friends and followers will be added to the platform as well, so you can actually hook up with people, people can follow you, subscribe to your channel, etc. Moving forward, they will introduce the level system by the end of the year, the web mining as well, which means you can utilize your resources if you don't want to run a Masternode as a peer on the network. And then you've got the VCT ecosystem will be coming as well, so you'll get rewarded for being a peer. And then the VTOS platform monetization will happen before the end of the year as well. Moving into 2019, you've got the VTOS host support, subscriptions and donations, notifications, and an avatar system coming, followed by an ad marketplace, the app market, and peer-to-peer messaging service as well. Following that, even Q3 2019 is the VTOS platform full release, the live stream functionality, and also live chat as well. Moving into 2020 and beyond, you will have the exchange, and also you'll be able to create your own VTOS network as well. So they've got one eye on the future there, which I like. So as far as the team are concerned, Juan Carlos is the CEO, Angelo is the CFO, and they've both got experience at financial institutions in Mexico. Now, the team is Mexican-based as well, but it does have some diversity in there. The one thing that I did notice about the team, without going through them individually and getting too in depth here, is that they don't have any social media experience as far as I can tell, in that they've not worked for Facebook or any of those types of companies before. So that counts against them in my opinion. However, they do make up for it with blockchain experience. They have several developers on board. Miguel is the lead dev, and then they've got Eduardo Ruhi, I think it's pronounced, and Navid as well, as the developers working on the Solidity for the blockchain and the smart contract. So at least they're focused on that. They do have some other people, a marketing specialist, Arturo, Cecilia's the community manager, and Rom is advising. And he's worked with several Fortune 500 companies as well. He's basically adept at blockchain, robotics, process automation, business analytics, and Internet of Things, amongst other stuff as well. Quite impressive. Emilio actually is an investor. He's got some stakes in sports teams as well. You can check them out on his LinkedIn page. And Chris is co-founder of CoinWeeze, which you might have visited his website. And Samdeep is another blockchain developer. He's here in an advisory capacity. So the partners now and ICO Rating are listed as a partner on this project. Now, I don't know whether they are actual partner or whether the project's just listed on the website. I'm not too sure about that, but they are definitely partnered with CoinWeeze. Chris Mugendi, he is one of the advisors on the VTOS project, so they are definitely a partner. They are also partnered with OVH as well, who are basically a cloud rental company. You can hire servers from them, cloud services, infrastructure, that type of stuff. Other partners, again, ICOlist.com are listed as a partner. I don't know whether they're just listed on there or not. And there's this Dev Transcendent Services here, lovely looking website, all in Spanish. I presume they are responsible for the design of the website and some of the other user interfaces as well. And then finally we have Kick ICO listed as a partner too. Now they are listed on the Kick ICO website. Again, I don't know whether they're actually partners, but interestingly enough, they are #1 on community choice, as you can see there on the homepage. So there is no hype behind this project, and there's very scant community support as well. And the reason for that is it's a fairly new, thus unknown project. And I'll probably be one of the first reviewers to actually go over it on YouTube. So hopefully what you've seen here and learned about this project excites you enough to get involved, because I think this does actually warrant keeping an eye on, certainly at this early stage towards the ICO. It looks to be a very interesting project. It's got a lot of good incentivization to get people to actually use the platform, including Masternodes as well, which is another dimension to the social networking on the blockchain that we haven't seen before. So again, hopefully the hype can build before the ICO, and the ICO itself is quite long, so it may take a few weeks more to actually build up ahead of steam. Let's hope it can do it, because it does deserve, as I said, to be on the radar. So they've only got 1,000 people on their Telegram group, and on Twitter, again, about a similar number, 1,106. So not many people following it at the moment. As I say, hopefully that will change as word gets out about the project. Okay, let's get into the positives and negatives now as we start to summarize. So what I like about this project, well, the first thing is Masternodes. It's a big advantage. It provides residual income for those of us that are in crypto full time, and as well, they're at low staking amounts as well, so you could potentially get a lot of these tokens at ICO and set up a few Masternodes for yourself and and if you believe in the project, even better, because you can earn more of the VTOS tokens as well. It's a win-win in my opinion. I like this project because it incentivizes the users of the platform, not only in the normal way of posting, content creation, posting, liking, and referrals and that type of thing. It incentivizes by also allowing you to use your resources, your computing resources, as a peer on the network. And I think that's amazing. And as well, you can sell advertising space too. So if you've got a page and it's quite busy, you can actually sell that to advertisers. Another cool feature. It's a massive growing market for social media, and I think the blockchain is going to be very important in this space in the near future. Again, I'm very bullish on several different areas, and social media and social networking is definitely one of those areas I'm very bullish on for the future. This is a clever and innovative project as well. Whoever had the idea of putting Masternodes on social networking, well done to you. Very clever indeed. And the tech, again, is ahead of what we've already seen. They're not just regurgitating another Steemit, and there are several versions of that out there now. They're actually trying to do something a little bit different and advance it a little bit. Go a step beyond, using the Masternodes, using the webtorrent peer-to-peer system, and rewarding users that have their computing power on the network. It's something that we haven't really seen yet, and again, it's exciting. And in doing so, I think they've got the competitive advantage over the current rivals. If they can set up, they can have a nice clean platform that's good and enjoyable to use, and they've got the Masternodes as well, then yeah, I can see them having a distinct competitive advantage over what's currently available. And it solves real pain points of current networks and social media platforms, in that it rewards the content creators, it's secure, it's private, it's encrypted. So many things that are, you know, wrong with the big platforms at the moment, and again, censorship resistant. This solves them all. And eventually you'll be able to create your own VTOS network on the back of this, much like Steam have their own token system for you to create a social network. This will be exactly the same, and that shows that they're looking forward to the future. But again, if you can create your own network, it adds another dimension to this platform. And it's a short enough roadmap as far as the rewards are concerned. Masternodes will be this year, as well as some of the other features too. So it's not, you've not got that long to wait. And again, the more things happen and the quicker things happen, the more value that will add to your token if you get in at the ICO. They already have a working alpha. I demonstrated it in the tech section. I think it's pretty good. It's nice and clean. Again, it's an MVP, and I like to see projects launching, you know, or having their ICOs after they've actually got some something to show us as investors. And the code and smart contract and the audit of the smart contract is on GitHub as well, and can be viewed by anybody. As well, the circulatory supply of around 330 to 350 million out of a total 600 million is still quite attractive, given the token price isn't too high. Even if they do sell out, you know, it's still got potential for gains there, I feel. So negatives now, and what I don't like about the project. There are a couple of things that I noted that I didn't like. The first thing is competition is fierce in this space. There's a lot of competitors, and you know, some of them are more well known than this project. So they've got a long way to go in terms of marketing, even to come close to what's already available. Now the rivals are already established, especially Steemit. Sapien Network are coming. They already have the lead, and VTOS is chasing them down. And you know yourself, if you're in a race, chasing the competition down is the hardest part. Another thing I didn't like, small mistakes litter the material and they take off the polish from this project. This project's very good intrinsically, at the core, fundamentally very clever, very good, but you know, the material's not up to par here. They've got small spelling mistakes, grammatical errors in the material. Again, if you're trying to raise $40 million, you must do better. And the website and white paper could do with some work, guys. It's just not really up to scratch, in my opinion, especially when you're trying to raise that sort of money. You know, you need to spend more time on your material. It's as simple as that. This is too high a hard cap in the current environment. $40 million is too high. I can tell you now, it'll be very lucky to make the $40 million. They'll be lucky to make 20 actually at the moment with the market sentiment, in my opinion. And they need a lot more community support and hype in order to do so. Now, as you know, I'm very bullish on social networking projects. And I'm bullish on this one as well, but it needs to grow hype and it needs to lower the hard cap. 40 million is too high, in my opinion. And again, you know, no community support yet. They've got 40 days to the ICO. Is that long enough to build enough support? Time will tell. And another thing I noted, there's no social media experience on the team. There's nobody from Google, Facebook, Twitter, or any of the other major competitors on the team. And I think they need that sort of experience to make this a success. However, you know, other than that, the team is pretty competent. And again, they have a focus on blockchain development as well, which I like to see. So potential gains now, what I think it might do given the market and taking into account previous similar projects. Now, it's got a high hard cap. So in an ultra bearish market, it's going to lose 50%, I reckon, straight off the bat. Again, it's not established yet. It's not that well known. It's quite risky, in my opinion. So bearish market's not going to be favorable towards it. It's going to lose 30%. In a bullish environment, things change, gets a little bit better. If people start to use the platform, then I can see a 5x happening here. And as well, the masternodes are going to be key to people adopting this. So it's going to be key to people wanting to buy the token. So there could be some gains made from selling your tokens to people that want to basically earn a residual income from the masternodes. In a perma-bullish environment, if you look at the competition and what they've already achieved, such as Steemit, a 10x here, you know, from say a 30 to 50 million dollar market cap is easily achievable. Half a billion, 600 million there or thereabout market cap is achievable over the medium to longer term, I feel, even if the project is quite limited in terms of its social media and its adoption as a social network. If it does get adopted like Steemit, then the sky's the limit, guys, as well, you know. So for flipping, the ICO is too long, in my opinion, to flip this. You'll be left holding it. However, if people do start to realize about the masternodes and there is a demand, then you could potentially make some money. But as far as I'm concerned, flipping, it's not on for this one. But hodling's where it's going to be, and the reason for that is you'll get your residual income from the masternodes, and having masternodes pushes the value of this token up, I think, quite considerably. So it's time for the scores on the doors. Marks out of 10 in 12 different categories. These are my ICO scoring metrics. Now, first off, presentation and pitch. I give them a 5 because presentation in this project is a little bit lacking. Spelling errors in the white paper and other material mean that there's not enough attention to detail. Plus, a lot of the material is fairly bland. It doesn't pop, it doesn't excite me, so 5 out of 10. Competitiveness now, and this is quite a competitive ICO because it's going up against rivals, but it has a competitive advantage by being able to incentivize users for computing power and also the masternodes as well. So it gets a solid 8 out of 10 here. Is it a problem solver? Does it actually solve many problems? Well, certainly it does, not least of all, many of the disadvantages and issues that surround centralized social networking at the moment. So it gets a solid 8 out of 10 here. In terms of market disruption, can it make an impact? Can it disrupt what's currently available? Certainly can. Again, solid 8 out of 10 here. As far as blockchain and technology is concerned, well, they have a GitHub, they have some code there, they've got an alpha, but again, they get discounted for using the Ethereum blockchain. I feel that that might be their Achilles heel, and I'm giving them 7 out of 10 for blockchain and tech. As far as token use is concerned, well, it's an incentivizing economy. It looks like it's going to work quite well. They've thought it out quite well, and again, low staking for masternodes is a winner, so 8 out of 10 again there. Tokenomics, well, high hard cap for me. Again, you know, it's quite a high hard cap, and that's why I've sort of stalled on giving them a higher mark here. So 6 out of 10 for tokenomics. As far as community and hype is concerned, this project has no community and no hype at the moment, so hopefully this can build. They get a 3 out of 10 here. As far as roadmap is concerned, roadmap is pretty solid. It's not too detailed, but it's not too long either. We've not got long to wait before the masternodes roll out, so 8 out of 10 here. Team and advisory body, again, a lack of experience in social media projects and companies cost them here, and they get 6 out of 10. Partnerships, again, another weak point of this ICO. They get 5 out of 10 as they don't really have any major partnerships, and that may count against them. However, they may not need them. We'll need to wait and see. And finally, fair play. Well, this ICO is not having any private sales as far as I'm aware. They're not having any pre-sale either. It's going straight to ICO. Everybody gets a fair go. The fact they've got masternodes means it's a community effort. So yeah, 9 out of 10 for fair play. Well done, guys. So final verdict time. How does it rate out of 10? 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest? Well, masternodes give this project an added advantage over its rivals. I think this is a very, very solid 7 out of 10. Just imagine what it could have done if it was a little bit more polished in terms of material and it had community support. You know, it would really be a winner. As far as bounty campaigns concerned, yes, I will be applying. And investing, yes, I will be investing in this. As I said, I'm very bullish on social networking projects, and this one is certainly no exception. So there you go, guys. That is my VTOS ICO review video done. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, please click like. If you aren't already subscribed to the channel, get subscribed by clicking that button and click that bell icon as well, and you'll get notified as soon as I upload new ICO reviews. And I try to do at least 2 or 3 a week, as regular subscribers and older viewers will know. I've introduced a new scoring metrics section as well to give you a little bit more insight into what I'm thinking about the project and why I rate them the way I do as well. So I hope it breaks it down a little bit better for you. So thanks for watching. All that's left is for that usual disclaimer to say that I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only, and if you are going to invest in ICOs or any cryptocurrency, please bear in mind it poses inherent risk, and always do your own research, always do your own due diligence, and always invest wisely and invest cautiously as well. Don't rush in, and never invest more than you can afford to lose. That's it. Words of wisdom.